Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever stopped and asked yourself, am I putting more effort into my job than into my own growth? Most people never ask that question because they're too busy surviving, too busy chasing deadlines, too busy working overtime for a job that might not even remember them 5 years from now. But here's a hard truth. You can give years to a company. You can give your energy, your health, your sleep, your weekends, and still be replaced in a week. That's the reality many people wake up to, too late. They gave everything to the job, but gave almost nothing to themselves. And when the job disappears, they feel lost because they never invested in the one thing that stays forever, themselves. Let that sink in. The job may pay your bills, but it doesn't build your soul. It may offer you security today, but it can never give you identity, self-worth, or long-term freedom. Only working on yourself can do that. If you stay with me till the end, you'll discover the one shift in mindset that separates people who live on repeat from those who rise above, transform themselves, and build a life no one can take away from them. And the reward? You'll stop living life by chance and start living it by choice. Let's begin. Right now, millions of people are clocking in. They're showing up on time. They're doing what they're told, and they're hoping that someday that job will make them successful. But success doesn't come from the job. It comes from you. It comes from who you become when no one is watching, from how you show up when it's just you, the mirror and the silence, from how much you choose to learn, grow, and change outside of work hours. You see, a job can give you a title, but it cannot give you identity. It can give you a paycheck, but it cannot give you purpose. It can give you a routine, but it cannot give you growth. Why? Because real growth starts within. It doesn't come from promotions. It comes from pain, from reflection, from discipline, and from uncomfortable truth. And most people run from that. They'll give 100% to their boss, but only 10% to their body, their mind, their future. They'll set goals for projects, but no goals for who they want to become. They'll plan meetings, but never plan their personal development. They think their job is their ladder, but the truth is they are their ladder, and that ladder won't climb itself. The question isn't how hard are you working at your job. The real question is how hard are you working on yourself? Because the person who works hard on their job may earn a living, but the person who works hard on themselves earns a life. One with clarity, one with direction, one with freedom. Freedom from fear, from being controlled, from staying stuck. But here's what stops most people. They believe working on themselves is a luxury. They say things like, I don't have time, or I'll start next year. I'm too tired after work. But they don't realize that's exactly why they must begin. You don't wait until you're strong to go to the gym. You go to the gym to get strong. In the same way, you don't wait to feel ready to work on yourself. You work on yourself to become ready for life, for pressure, for purpose. You can't build a strong house on weak ground. And you can't build a strong future with a weak mindset. That's why this message matters, because your job won't last forever, but who you become will. So ask yourself now, are you building someone the world can't break, or are you just building a resume someone else owns? When you put your energy into yourself, you stop begging for permission. You stop needing validation. You stop fearing failure because you start to realize you are the foundation. And when the foundation is strong, the storms don't scare you anymore. This is just the beginning. Stay with it, because by the end, you won't just think differently, you'll become different. And that will be the most powerful investment you've ever made. Most people don't realize how fragile their comfort really is. They believe their job gives them security. They believe their title defines their value. But one shift in the economy, one change in leadership, one unexpected decision, and it's all gone. The harsh truth is this: your job is never really yours. It belongs to the company. It's borrowed space, borrowed time, and when it's over, what are you left with? If you haven't worked on yourself, you're left confused, empty, powerless, because you never built something inside that couldn't be taken away. No one can steal your discipline. No one can fire your mindset. No one can take away your character, your resilience, your hunger for more, but only if you've built it. Too many people invest all their effort into something external. But the internal world, they ignore it, they avoid it, they fear it, because that's where the real work lives. It's easier to follow instructions than to look in the mirror. It's easier to take orders than to take responsibility. But real power comes when you stop waiting for permission and start creating your own identity. When you work on yourself, you build something permanent, a version of you that stands strong no matter who walks away, a version of you that doesn't panic when plans fall apart, a version of you that doesn't need the job to feel worthy. The truth is cold, but it's clear. If you don't work on yourself, life will remind you why you should have, and that reminder never feels gentle. So stop depending on a system that wasn't made to protect you. Start building the one thing you'll have forever, you. Because when you become stronger than your circumstances, you don't just survive, you lead. You rise. You become unstoppable. And that's the kind of success no job can offer. The most powerful investment you'll ever make is not in stocks, not in property, and not in a paycheck. It's in you. You take yourself everywhere you go. Your mind, your habits, your beliefs, your energy. That's what shapes your life. Not the job, not the title, not the income. If your mind is sharp, your path becomes clear. If your habits are strong, your future becomes solid. If your belief in yourself is unshakable, then nothing can truly hold you down. But most people don't see themselves as an asset. They see themselves as a worker, as a task doer, as someone trying to meet expectations, never realizing they were born to set their own. You are your foundation. Your body is your engine. Your thoughts are your fuel. And your choices, they're the road you drive on. If you don't maintain the engine, the car breaks down. If you don't protect your thoughts, your peace disappears. If you don't shape your character, life will shape it for you and not in your favor. Working harder on yourself means asking hard questions. What do I believe about myself? What habits are stealing my future? What am I ignoring that I should be healing? Most people want success, but they skip this part. They want a better life, but they forget it begins with a better self. Not later, now. Because if you improve you improve everything. Your job becomes easier, your focus becomes sharper, your confidence rises. Opportunities find you because you've become someone worth finding. You are your greatest asset. You are your most valuable project. Treat yourself like it. Protect your time. Feed your mind. Discipline your actions. No job can do that for you, but you can. And once you do, you'll never feel like you're starting from zero again, because you'll be carrying the strength of someone who knows that success was always an inside job. Your job might reward your skills, your speed, your experience, your ability to solve problems or meet deadlines, but life doesn't care how good you are at your job. Life rewards something deeper. Character. Skills may get you hired, but character keeps you standing when everything else collapses. When things go wrong, when pressure rises, when the path gets dark. It's not your resume that carries you forward. It's your mindset. It's your patience. It's your discipline. It's your values. The world doesn't test your job title. It tests your integrity, your resilience, your ability to keep going when the comfort is gone. That's why working on yourself is more important than perfecting a skill. Because skills can make a living, but character builds a life. Anyone can learn a task. Anyone can memorize a system, but not everyone can stay calm under pressure. Not everyone can keep promises when it's hard. Not everyone can hold on to hope when results are delayed. And that's what sets people apart. Not how much they know, but how much they've grown. When you focus only on your job, you build a worker. But when you focus on your character, you build a leader. You don't get paid for who you are, you get respected for who you are. And respect, self-control, vision, these can't be taught in a company training. They come from the work you do in silence, the work no one claps for. That's what life sees. That's what life rewards. So yes, sharpen your skills, but never forget to strengthen your spirit. Because when life gets real, and it will, only character will keep you grounded. Only character will carry you through. And the people who rise the highest are not the ones who simply know the most. They're the ones who have built themselves from the inside out. Growth doesn't just show up. It doesn't knock on your door and ask if you're ready. It's not something you stumble into. It's something you decide on. Every single day, you're either getting better or staying the same. There's no in between. But here's what most people do. They wait. They wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for someone to push them. And in that waiting, they waste years. Because growth never happens by accident. It happens through intentional effort. It happens when you wake up and say, today I'm going to become more. Even if it's just by 1%. Even if no one notices, even if it feels uncomfortable, especially then. The mind doesn't grow in ease. It grows in challenge and pressure, in the discomfort of doing things that stretch you. If you're always comfortable, you're not growing. If you're always choosing easy, you're not building anything strong. Comfort zones may feel safe, but they're quiet prisons. They kill potential slowly. Working harder on yourself means you choose the growth. You don't wait for life to force you. You get up earlier. You read more. You think deeper. You ask better questions. You break bad patterns. That's how growth happens. Through discipline, through daily decisions, through consistent action, when it's boring, when it's tiring, when no one claps. You weren't made to stay still. You weren't born to just repeat yesterday. There is more in you. But you have to go get it. Growth is not a gift. It's a grind. And the people who understand this, they stop making excuses. They start making moves. And that's when the change becomes unstoppable. There's a quiet danger in life. It's not failure. It's not pain. It's existing without truly living. Existing means waking up, going to work, coming home, and repeating. It means doing what's expected. It means breathing but never expanding. It means surviving but never thriving. You see, working only on your job keeps you stuck in that loop. The same tasks, the same routines, the same tired mindset. But working on yourself, that's where living begins. Because when you grow, you start to see possibilities. You feel energy again. You don't just wait for the weekend. You create purpose in every day. You stop dragging your feet through life. You start walking with fire. The truth is, most people are just alive on paper. They have a name, an address, a job, but inside, they're disconnected from their own potential. They lost their spark because they never fed their soul. They never chased the things that made them feel alive. They never challenged their limits or listened to their inner voice. But living, real living, comes when you break free from that numb cycle. It comes when you begin to ask, what kind of person do I want to become? Not what job you want, not how much money you make, but who you are when no one's watching. You live when you start building discipline. You live when you train your mind to stay strong. You live when you face fears and grow through them. You live when you stop settling for average. Existing is easy, it's automatic, but living takes effort. It takes courage. It takes work on yourself. And the moment you choose to live instead of just exist, you stop being a prisoner of your job. You become the author of your life. That's when things begin to change. That's when you stop counting days and start making them count. There's a quiet danger in life. It's not failure. It's not pain. It's existing without truly living. Existing means waking up, going to work, coming home, and repeating. It means doing what's expected. It means breathing but never expanding. It means surviving but never thriving. You see, working only on your job keeps you stuck in that loop. The same tasks, the same routines, the same tired mindset. But working on yourself, that's where living begins. Because when you grow, you start to see possibilities. You feel energy again. You don't just wait for the weekend. You create purpose in every day. You stop dragging your feet through life. You stop walking with fire. The truth is, most people are just alive on paper. They have a name, an address, a job, but inside they're disconnected from their own potential. They lost their spark because they never fed their soul. They never chased the things that made them feel alive. They never challenged their limits or listened to their inner voice. But living, real living, comes when you break free from that numb cycle. It comes when you begin to ask, what kind of person do I want to become? Not what job you want, not how much money you make, but who you are when no one's watching. You live when you start building discipline. You live when you train your mind to stay strong. You live when you face fears and grow through them. You live when you stop settling for average. Existing is easy, it's automatic, but living takes effort. It takes courage. It takes work on yourself. And the moment you choose to live instead of just exist, you stop being a prisoner of your job. You become the author of your life. That's when things begin to change. That's when you stop counting days and start making them count. The most powerful transformations happen in silence. No applause, no spotlight, no instant reward. Just you facing your weaknesses, choosing discipline, doing the work no one else can see. And that's why most people skip it, because self-work isn't loud. It's not glamorous. It doesn't give you quick results. But what it does give you is strength that can't be shaken, confidence that doesn't need approval, and peace that doesn't depend on outside conditions. When you work on yourself, it looks like small things. Waking up early when you'd rather sleep. Saying no when it's easier to say yes. Holding back anger. Choosing patience. Reading when your mind wants distraction. Training when your body wants rest. These moments don't make headlines, but they build a foundation no one can knock down. The world may never see those quiet victories, but they show up in how you carry yourself, in how you respond under pressure, in how you rise after falling. Self-work is about building your inner world, because if your inner world is weak, it doesn't matter how perfect your outside looks. It will all eventually crack. But if your inner world is strong, you can handle setbacks. You can stay grounded in chaos. You can walk through fire and come out stronger. The truth is, working harder on yourself is not about proving anything. It's about becoming someone you're proud of, someone who knows their worth, someone who doesn't break under stress, but grows because of it. That kind of strength isn't built in public. It's built in silence, through daily choices, through quiet discipline. And over time, that's silent work. It speaks for itself louder than words ever could. Complacency feels safe. It feels comfortable. It tells you you've done enough. You've earned your rest. But here's the harsh truth. Complacency is the enemy of growth. It's a trap disguised as peace. When you stop pushing yourself, you stop growing. When you stop challenging yourself, you stop evolving. You might feel secure in the moment, but over time, complacency robs you of everything you want. Your dreams, your potential, your future. It's easy to fall into the rhythm of just enough. You do your job, you take care of your responsibilities, you check the boxes. But the person who wants to truly thrive doesn't settle. They don't let comfort dictate their pace. They don't let the world tell them they've reached their limit. They keep pushing, they keep improving, they keep demanding more from themselves. Complacency tells you that the bare minimum is enough. But the truth is, the bare minimum will only get you the bare minimum. What you need is relentless progress, constant growth, a mindset that says, I can always do better. I can always learn more. I can always be stronger. When you get comfortable, life will pass you by. You'll look up one day and years will have gone by without real progress. You'll wonder where your dreams went. But the people who refuse to be complacent, they build legacies. They leave footprints that last. They take every opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become better versions of themselves. So stop settling. Stop convincing yourself that good enough is enough. Push past that comfort zone, because the cost of complacency is too high to ignore. It steals your future. It steals your growth. It steals your potential. And the only thing more painful than failure, regret for never even trying. Pain is not your enemy, it's your greatest ally. When we think of pain, we often think of suffering, of discomfort, of something we need to avoid at all costs. But in reality, pain is the key to growth. Without pain, there is no change. Without struggle, there is no progress. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when you stretch beyond what feels safe. It happens when you face challenges head on and choose to keep moving even when it hurts. Pain teaches you resilience. It teaches you perseverance. It sharpens your willpower. It forces you to become stronger both physically and mentally without pain. There's no reason to push yourself. There's no reason to dig deeper, to reach higher, to fight for more. Think about the times when you've grown the most. Were they the easy moments? Were they the times when everything was smooth? Or were they the times when you were tested? The moments when you thought you couldn't go on, but you did anyway? Those are the moments that shape you. Those are the moments that reveal what you're truly made of. Time you embrace pain, you grow. Every time you push through discomfort, you become stronger. Every time you choose to move forward, even when it seems impossible, you are transforming into a version of yourself that can handle anything life throws at you. Pain doesn't last forever, but the strength it builds that lasts. So don't fear the struggle. Don't shy away from the discomfort. Embrace it, welcome it, because on the other side of pain lies a new version of you, a version that is unstoppable, a version that has the strength to achieve anything. Pain isn't the end of the road. It's the beginning of something greater, the foundation of all lasting change and the gateway to your most powerful self. Consistency is the secret that most people overlook. It's not the big breakthroughs or sudden removals of inspiration that change lives. It's the quiet daily actions that build momentum and shape your future. The difference between someone who succeeds and someone who doesn't isn't talent. It's consistency. It's showing up every day, even when the results aren't immediate, even when you feel tired, even when you don't see the progress. Here's the truth. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the product of small actions repeated over time. The person who works on themselves consistently, day after day, will outpace the one who relies on motivation. Motivation fades. It comes and goes like a fleeting breeze. But consistency stays. When you're consistent, you're building discipline. You're telling yourself, I don't need motivation. I don't need to feel inspired. I'll show up anyway. This is where real growth happens. It's not in bursts of effort. It's in the steady, unwavering commitment to keep going no matter what. Look at the people who achieve the most. They aren't always the most gifted. They're the ones who keep doing the work, even when no one is watching. They're the ones who keep improving, even when the results are small. They're the ones who keep going, even when others have quit. The power of consistency is that it compounds. One small effort today leads to a bigger result tomorrow. That's how real transformation happens. It's not about doing something extraordinary once. It's about doing something consistently well day after day. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the spark of motivation. Just show up. Be consistent. And over time, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Because the path to success is not built on giant leaps. It's built on steady, consistent steps. Success doesn't begin with what you do. It begins with how you think, the way you see the world, the beliefs you hold, the mindset you choose to adopt. Your mindset is the lens through which you view every challenge, every setback, every opportunity. It shapes how you react when things get hard. It dictates whether you give up or keep pushing. And ultimately, it determines whether you achieve your goals or fall short. A fixed mindset will hold you back. It will tell you that your abilities are limited. It will make you believe that failure is the end of the road. It will stop you from taking risks. It will keep you in your comfort zone, preventing you from growing. But a growth mindset changes everything. With a growth mindset, you believe that you can improve. You see failure not as a defeat, but as an opportunity to learn. You embrace challenges because you know they are stepping stones to your success. You keep going even when the road gets tough because you believe in your ability to grow, adapt, and succeed. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, it's mindset. A person with a growth mindset knows that hard work is the path to greatness. They don't expect things to come easy. They don't expect success to happen overnight, but they trust that if they keep pushing, if they keep learning, and if they keep improving, success will come. So shift your mindset. Start believing that you can grow no matter where you are today. Start seeing challenges as opportunities, not obstacles. Start seeing every setback as a lesson, not a failure. Success begins with your thoughts, and when you change the way you think, you change everything. Your mindset will be the driving force behind your success. It will be the foundation of everything you build, and it will be the key to unlocking your full potential. Why do you do what you do? Why do you get up every morning and go through the motions of life? Is it for a paycheck? Is it to please others? Or is it because you have a deeper, more meaningful reason driving you? The strongest force in the world is not talent. It's not luck. It's not even hard work. It's your why. Your why is the purpose that fuels everything you do. It's the reason you push through the toughest days. It's the reason you keep going when others have quit. It's the reason you refuse to settle for mediocrity and aim for something greater. If you don't have a strong why, you'll find yourself drifting. You'll wake up, do what you need to do, and go to bed, but you won't feel fulfilled. You'll go through the motions without ever tapping into your true potential. But when you have a deep, powerful why, everything changes. Suddenly, every challenge becomes meaningful. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to grow. Every sacrifice becomes worth it because you know you're working towards something that matters. Your why gives you direction. It gives you focus. It gives you a reason to keep moving forward, even when the road is tough. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved extraordinary things. What do they all have in common? They all had a strong, unwavering why. Their why was the force that kept them going when the world told them to stop. It kept them going when they faced failure after failure. It kept them going when the path was unclear and the future seemed uncertain. Your why is personal. It's unique to you, but it's the most important thing you can find. It's the foundation upon which you can build the life you want. It's the reason behind every action you take, every decision you make. So ask yourself, what is your why? Find it, cling to it, and let it drive you to become the person you were always meant to be. A success isn't free. It doesn't come without a price. And that price is sacrifice. Sacrifice is the unspoken rule of achievement. It's not about doing whatever feels easy or comfortable. It's about giving up what's holding you back, what's keeping you stuck in mediocrity. Every choice you make has a cost. To move forward, you must let go of something behind. Maybe it's time spent on distractions. Maybe it's comfort. Maybe it's relationships that drain you instead of lift you. The greatest achievers, they didn't have it easy. They didn't stumble into success without giving something up. They sacrificed their time, their sleep, their pleasures, and even their safety nets. But they did it because they understood one thing. Without sacrifice, there is no transformation. The path to greatness requires you to choose hard over easy. It asks you to give up the things that aren't contributing to your growth, the things that keep you stuck, the things that may feel good in the moment, but take you further away from your purpose. Sacrifice doesn't mean giving up everything you love. It means prioritizing what matters most. It's the willingness to delay gratification for a bigger reward. It's saying no to short-term pleasures in exchange for long-term fulfillment. And yes, it will feel hard. There will be moments of doubt. There will be times when you question whether it's worth it. But remember, the sacrifices you make today are the foundation for the success you will enjoy tomorrow. The road to success is not paved with comfort. It's paved with sacrifice. And the more you're willing to sacrifice for your dreams, the closer you'll get to making them a reality. So don't fear sacrifice, embrace it. Because it's the price you pay for the life you've always wanted. And the reward, it's worth every ounce of effort, every minute of discomfort, every bit of sacrifice. The journey of self-improvement is never finished. It's not something that ends when you reach a certain goal. It's a lifelong process, a commitment to evolve every day. You are not the same person you were yesterday, but you shouldn't stop there. The person you are today is only the beginning. There's always another level. There's always room to grow. Every success you achieve, every obstacle you overcome is simply a stepping stone to the next version of yourself. Once you reach one goal, set another. Once you conquer one fear, face a bigger one. Because growth is endless. Many people make the mistake of thinking that once they've achieved something, they've made it. But the truth is that's when the real work begins. When you stop evolving, you start decaying, you start fading into complacency. And that's when your success begins to slip away. To be truly successful, you have to commit to constant growth. You have to be willing to learn, to adapt, to push beyond what you thought was possible. Your past achievements don't define you, they fuel you. They remind you of how far you've come. But they should never be your limit. They should never be the end of your journey. The world is constantly changing. Opportunities are constantly evolving. To stay ahead, you must evolve too. You must become better every single day. Your commitment to growth doesn't just transform your life, it transforms the lives of everyone around you. When you choose to evolve, you inspire others to do the same. You lead by example, showing that there's always more to achieve, always more to become. So never stop evolving, never settle for where you are. Keep pushing, keep learning, keep evolving. Because the moment you stop growing is the moment you stop truly living. And the best part, the journey of self-improvement is the most rewarding journey you will ever take. The more you evolve, the more you discover about yourself. And the more you evolve, the more you unlock your true potential.